we have the daily price chart for Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated, stock ticker AMD. So as we can see here, the stock is trying to base right near the 120 level. This is a level that I've discussed several times in the past, and we will be covering exactly what happened here at this price reversal. But we also need to identify some important support and resistance levels that can be used for real-time trading activities for this stock going forward. So currently, as we can see here, this recent high came in at 187.28. This would have marked the middle of the July trading period. As we can see, this is the period of time where most of the technology space really started to trade under pressure. Advanced Micro Devices was one of the worst performers during that stretch of time. And as we can see here, the stock did ultimately fall to lows coming in at 121.83. If you look at my prior videos, I've left most of the markings here on this chart because the prior price zone that I was watching as a downside potential price target came in at the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement of this prior ascending move higher. And as we can see here, this price level came in at 121.47. So we were less than 40 cents away from that exact trading bottom here. As we can see here, the stock has started to move higher. We are getting a little bit of a lift here. There are still some questions about whether or not this move is going to be sustainable. So we do need to look a bit more closely at this price chart to identify some key technical signals that we'll need to develop in order for this stock to continue trading higher. So as we can see here, the recent move lower was confirmed by a rise in trading volumes. This is really not a positive signal given the fact that a large portion of the technology space was trading under pressure, and there were some fairly significant discounts that were seen in many of the Mag 7 stocks. So this did not translate very well to AMD, even though the company's most recent earnings report was largely favorable. There were some metrics where the company did definitely beat consensus expectations. So, the move lower here was a bit unjustified from a fundamental perspective. However, the price chart is ultimately what matters more than anything else, not the market's interpretation of what a certain quarterly earnings report might say. None of that really matters if the stock price continues to move lower. And as we can see here, the stock did continue to move lower within less than 40 cents of this ultimate downside price target. So currently what we're dealing with is a share price value that comes in at roughly 146.43. Currently, we have broken above the 20-day exponential moving average, as we can see here. That's this declining yellow line here. The fact that it's declining so rapidly does make it much easier to break as opposed to some of these other exponential moving averages. For example, here we can look at the 200-day exponential moving average, which is the blue line here. We can see that this area is starting to flatline a bit. So it will take a bit more work in order to break through this level. In addition to that, what we can see here is that the 50-day EMA, the orange line, is on the verge now of breaking below this 200-day EMA. We have not quite reached that point yet. It is still possible that we could see a bit of a reversal here and a topside price movement. That's definitely not out of the realm of possibility at this point. We could definitely see that. But if we do see prices continue to trade below these exponential moving averages, it's going to become quite difficult for this 50-day exponential moving average to hold above the 200-day exponential moving average. Coincidentally, this is the reverse of the golden cross. If anybody saw my recent video on GameStop and AMC, I talk about this technical phenomenon in a bit more in depth. This would actually be the reverse of that situation if we were to see this 50-day EMA cross below the 200-day EMA. I shouldn't exactly say that because the video that I posted for GameStop and AMC actually dispels that myth that golden cross really didn't happen. But we are on the verge of seeing that type of event occur with AMD if we do continue to see this 50-day exponential moving average continue to move lower. So as things currently stand, we are starting to move back into the moving average cluster, which is an encouraging signal. In addition to that, you can see that the relative strength index is sort of starting to roll over. We weren't really firmly in oversold territory, but we are starting to roll out of that region. And then in addition to that, we can see that the relative strength index itself has moved above and broken above its own exponential moving average. So these are bullish signals, and we do have a lot of room here to extend to the top side before the stock would be considered to be overbought. Ultimately, this really wouldn't take much to rise back above the exponential moving average, the entire exponential moving average cluster. Roughly, this area comes in at 155.50. This marks the top of the moving average cluster because this is where the 100-day EMA currently rests. And if we were to see prices move into that area, what I would start to expect would see a new range start to form here. Previously, we did see a trading range that had developed with the top coming in at 175.10, and then to the downside, we saw that prices were being contained by support levels at 140, 140. What I think that could happen now, given the fact that we have seen an increase in overall market volatility and share price momentum has reached more extreme rates in both directions, what I think that we could start to see here would be a widening of this prior trading range. So essentially what you see back here on toward the middle of the price chart is a bit of a tight trading range, roughly $35, just a little bit less than $35. But here I think that we could see a much more substantial range start to develop, almost double in size. So this will be an interesting phenomenon or technical event to start to watch for going forward. We will see if this ultimately occurs. But this is what I'm currently suspecting, given the way that the stock has behaved previously. So as things currently stand, we are starting to roll over into a more bullish outlook here. I would like to see the stock break above 155.10. If we did see this happen, we would be back above the exponential moving averages. But I do think that at that point, we're going to be then caught into a broader trading range that has highs and lows that are more diverse in nature. So they're going to be farther apart. We're going to see more of a divergence here between the ultimate highs and the ultimate lows. So here are some key levels to watch. These are the price levels that I will be watching for the stock going forward. Here's the current market analysis for Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated, stock ticker AMD. Our High Value Trading Strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.